Okay, this is episode 2 of the video blog. I still don't really have anything to talk about, so I'm just going to babble at random. And I'm sure my lips won't sync up this time either. I'm looking at the video right now as it's recording. It doesn't look as bad as it has, but, you know, who knows how it's actually going to look in the final version. Anyway, ooh, got quite a bit of glare on my glasses. That's the screen. I guess it can't be helped. Probably wouldn't help if I turned off the light. Heading out for Japan in about a week. It's awesome, and at the same time really scary because I don't feel like I made nearly as much of the preparations as I should have. I'm behind in all kinds of things that I either didn't notice I was needed to do until too late, and now I'm behind on them, or things that I just kind of put off, thinking I can do that at any time. And well, wow, if I can do that any time, now's the time to do it. It doesn't help that I'm really broke. Really distressingly broke, I mean. And it's gonna... My next paycheck isn't gonna come in until I'm in Japan. It's a direct deposit, but... we're still talking about a transaction, from Japan. I haven't even talked to the bank about how I'm going to handle that. Not that it's going to matter, because I'm not going to have hardly anything in the bank. I mean, this is, going to be my last paycheck for the entire time, unless I get a part-time job with it, which I'm considering. I hear there's pretty easy to get a decent job as sort of an English tutor. A group of people want to brush up on their English, and they say, hey, foreign exchange students, cool. And so they'll hire you for, like, I've heard 10 up to 20 bucks an hour just to sit around and talk English with them. Really easy. Of course, I'm sure that even, that's not an unlimited position. I'm sure there is a limited number of people in a given town who feel that they need an English tutor and willing to put money into it. And, but I'll certainly give it a shot. I mean, nice way to make friends. Although mostly these would be adults, people, and they're significantly older than me anyway. 10, 20 years older than me. I don't know. Still, I can often enjoy the company of people, 10, 20 years older than me. That's fine. Depends what their interests are. We'll see. So, I haven't set up my Skype account either. I'm just behind on all kinds of things. I'll figure something out. At the beginning of like every semester, and this has been for the past 4 years, I have pretty much always felt like this, like, man, I've screwed everything up, everything's going to go wrong now, and then I pull through. Maybe it's not always the beginning, but there's like one point every semester where I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. We've been through 8 semesters of that so far, and still doing okay. Guess I can handle 2 more. And now we're at the point of the video where I just kind of sit at the camera and, yeah. I got nothing. I must have something. Something I can talk about. Thud. I could talk about Thud. Because last night, I had planned to go to bed early. The reasoning behind this was sort of kid on Christmas morning type of reasoning, which was that I had accidentally left my computer in my mom's car. And couldn't get on the internet because I didn't have my computer. I'm like, well, most of what I do late at night is, you know, wandering around Gaia or talking to my friends. And I'm like, I couldn't get it back because she was already halfway to Raytown. Like, that's kind of a long, you know, I can't ask her to turn around, and I'm certainly not going to go after her. It's like, I'll just get it tomorrow, I thought. Well, why don't I, you know, go to bed early, and then, you know, in that way tomorrow will come earlier. But, of course, my body's kind of used to staying up till like 4 in the morning. So going to bed earlier didn't work. I couldn't sleep. So, I started reading Thud by Terry Pratchett. And I was reading it, and I was reading it, and I was reading it, and I was kind of getting tired, but at the same time, like, this is so good, and I want to know what happens next, and, you know, oh, and here we get into the part where Sally and Angua are really get it going at, and I knew from the first scene where Sally was in the room with Carrot that this was going to come up, and I'm like, how is this going to get resolved? And even when that's sort of resolved, now we're on to this other thing, and The Following Dark. No, it's The Calling Dark. No, The Calling Dark is something else. I think this is The Following Dark. I'd have to check it again, but it's like, oh, what is all this? And you got this little bit of Da Vinci Code parody going, and I'm like, this is, I just have to know what happens next. So, you know, I'm still reading it and reading it, even though my eyes are starting to, it's hard just to keep them open, and, you know, it's getting late to the point where it's early, and I'm like, yeah, what time is it anyway? It can't be that late. And then my phone starts ringing, or rather, the alarm goes off, which I actually have set to the same tone. Bad idea, but I just can't bring myself to change it. So the alarm goes off. My alarm goes off at 6 in the morning, because when I do work overnights, which I do sometimes, I sometimes won't sleep overnight, and then I have to get up at 6 usually. Sometimes 7 is okay, but 6 usually, to start getting things going. So I have my alarm set for 6, and it goes off, and it goes, and I think to myself, you know, maybe I should go to bed. Maybe I should sleep. But I also have 2 more alarms, because, you know, the phone, it comes like that, you know, you can set 3 alarms at a time. And I've got one for 6, 6:15, and 7. So, you know, 6 to get me up, but 6:15 is, you know, in case I kind of drifted off and stuff. Getting up at 6:15 is usually not that bad, because, hey, I'm the only one who's really going to know. And now, you know, anyone happen to be watching the webcam, but getting up at 6:15 is not usually going to cause a problem. And then getting up the one at 7, because, well, sometimes you do only have to wake up at 7. I've had things for that happens. And, so I waited through the other 2 alarms. And then I put down the book and went back to bed. And woke up at like 1 in the afternoon. So then I got my laptop back, and now I'm making my video, and I'm running out of time, and I'm well out of things to say, and people are talking to me on Trillion, and I'd like to reply to them without distracting from video. So web video number 2 complete. Bye bye.